If he weren't in Wuhan for leukemia treatment, his mother says her son might be still alive. If he weren't later infected with COVID-19, Huang Daoshen says his younger brother could have recovered and they'd be back home in their village in southern China. On the morning of February 7th, the infection led to respiratory failure and death of the 31-year-old Huang Daoling. Walking their sorrows for nearly 3 hours after getting no taxis on Wuhan streets, the two took the only thing they still had left of Daoling's, his disinfect phone.
因为那个时候就已经没什么，只是说走路回家到这里来，因为那个时候心里也比较复杂嘛，难过那个是必然的，但是你难过没用，你还得回来，是吧？活着的你还得继续。
On August 8th of the last year, Daoling was hospitalized for his leukemia. His lung was, however, infected after the first round of chemotherapy. Breathing was difficult, and he suffered chest pain.
第一次那种呼吸困难，我是看在眼里的，就有一种生离死别的那种感觉。
The following 2 rounds of chemo went better, and the family thought they would go home soon. But his condition turned serious after the 4th therapy in early January.
当时也就是说没什么药物，针对性的药物来治疗，就是开了一些治疗那个流感的药，稍微吃一下，开了一些药来增加那个免疫力。
The hematologists then realized Daoling's sudden symptoms and condition were potentially related to the epidemic. But it wasn't until January 20th the health authorities announced the novel coronavirus was transmittable between humans. On January 22nd, Daoling was given a nucleic acid test. It came back positive. The next day, Wuhan's lockdown began. Within 10 hours, all of the city's public transportation was suspended, including trains and airplanes out of Wuhan. On January 27th, Daoling was transferred to the hospital that specializes in treating infections. And that was the last night his family saw him alive.
我是以为能治好的，那时候他去，他心里惊走，脑子惊走，他就说：“妈妈，我到了这里。”他说：“你有没有睡觉啊？”他这样说。
They text and video called each other every day for a whole week. But Daoling's condition was getting no better.
到了最后，再建议奶奶他们说，上了大陆飞机已经是很困难了，因为那个有内舱的嘛，本来都是等于自身的呼吸能力已经没有了，就是靠机器在那里帮他呼动。
His brother didn't survive. It was also during this period when the city was faced with critical challenges. Medical resources were in short supply. Hospitals were faced with a deluge of patients, and potential for disease transmission was high. The government beefed up screening measures in more than 7,000 communities and tightened travel restrictions. For Dao Shen and his mother, whose hometown is about 250 kilometers outside Wuhan, their mission there is over, but they cannot leave the city.
看他的信息有通行证啊什么的，居委会在那里，他说没用。开不了那种离汉证明。
So when might they be back home? A funeral home told Daoshen his brother's urn would be given to him at the end of the epidemic.
现在也只能等。
Daoshen's family in neighboring Jiangxi province is waiting for their return. More than 100 households in their village were resettled in 2006 under the government's poverty relief policy. Still, leukemia means a huge economic burden for the rural family with a limited means of income. The first chemotherapy cost them about 200,000 yuan or $30,000. Daoshen borrowed half from relatives and raised some from a medical fund platform. Seeing that the family couldn't afford certain therapies, he scrambled to use the rural medical allowance for low-income farmers.
就是医院里的药费就是报了90%。因为那个时候就经济就没那么紧张了。
On February 27th, Wuhan issued medical and financial aid to those stranded due to the travel ban.
辛苦你们了。没事没事。
Daoshen applied and received a financial aid package of 3,000 yuan 2 weeks later. During the epidemic, the 33-year-old asked his mother to stay indoors and take care of the rest of the family.
尽快疫情结束之后，我妈特别是那种想念家里，想尽快回家。回去之后能够做到减轻家里负担，让爸妈能够不会受到经济上面的一种那个思想。
Zhou Jiaxin, CGTN, Wuhan.